to say that I feel so happy to be here. It's like coming home. I was a priest here in 2007 to 2011, and I worked with the Crowleys, Father Richard and Dan Crowley, and we had Deacon Charlie, Deacon George, and it was such a happy time for me. I have like this emotional memory of my time here for those 4 years. I really liked it here. And I came back here August of last year for a funeral for a woman named Constance Amaral. And she was in her 90s. And I remember when I was driving down here, I felt like it seemed like home. I had this feeling like I'm coming home. And when I came into the church, we had the funeral, and it was right here. And for me, it was a very graceful time. And when I left the funeral, I came back here and I asked if I could spend some time praying in the church. And I just sat in one of these pews and I spent about 20 minutes praying, reflecting on God's goodness to me during my time here, when I worked here at Sacred Heart and also St. Rosalima in Rochester. And I remember when I came here, when I first came here, I thought I was the greatest drummer in Middleborough. But I found out quickly I wasn't. The greatest drummer was Father Richard Crowley. We used to have the dinners over in the hall, and he'd do the live entertainment, and he would play these drum solos, and I was like, this guy is incredible. So I humbly admitted that I was the second greatest drummer. But I remember my first Mass here, and I feel like this fits in really nicely to the theme of our talk. It was the Vigil Mass for the Feast of All Saints. It was 2007, it was October the 31st, and I remember I kind of came here, I just moved in, and I had to come up with a homily, and I just scribbled something together real quick. And all I scribbled on a piece of paper was 3 things about all the saints that they all had in common, and it's something that I really believe. If you look at all of the saints, which is what we want to be, we want to be the saints of the Lord Jesus. Well, all of the saints down through the ages and all across the world, in all different life circumstances, no matter if their life was easy or if it was really hard, they all had 3 things in common. Number 1 was their devotion, their personal devotion to the Lord Jesus Christ, particularly to Him present in the Eucharist. Their love for Jesus was number 1. But number 2 was their belief in and devotion to the Mother of Jesus, Blessed Virgin Mary. You probably can't find a saint who did not have these 2 things going strongly in their hearts. And the third thing was this unshakable trust in divine providence. Now, if you think about our lives, this is like our constant work, to be devoted to Christ, to be a disciple of Jesus Christ, to go to His mother so that she can help us to be a good disciple of Christ, and to trust in divine providence. And sometimes I feel as we go through our life's journey, it's like we have so many things that tend to try to pull us away from those 3 things: devotion to Christ in the Eucharist, devotion to Mother Mary, and trust in divine providence. It's something we gotta work on. The other thing that happened when I came here, in the month of November of 2007, Pope Benedict XVI released a letter called Spe Salvi, which means, in the hope we are saved. Which he was quoting St. Paul, but he wanted to meditate upon what we call the theological virtue of hope. Now, the phrase theological virtue is just like a fancy way of saying it has something to do with God, it has something to do with us. It's basically our interior attitude or disposition. It means that we have hope in God. And Pope Benedict XVI, in this letter, Spe Salvi, he talked about 2 kinds of hope. And the first kind was kind of referred to it as, I think, like a little hope. The little hopes that we have that we work on all the time. Like you hope for good weather coming, you have a hope for a vacation coming up, you hope for a visit from a friend, things that you look forward to. Those things are important because they kind of help us to keep going. I have this thing I do when, I remember I had a good friend of mine who was in the hospital, and when he was recovering, I just kept producing little things for him to look forward to, kind of give him inspiration to get better. But Pope Benedict talked about another kind of hope, which he called the great hope. Because he was saying that all of the little hopes that we have, at some point, they go away from us. You know, the friend you hope to see eventually leaves, right? The vacation you look forward to, when you start the vacation, boy, it vanishes quick, doesn't it? I tell people the best part of the vacation is 2 days before it starts. Because you're looking forward to it, once it starts, the time just goes by so quickly. But all of the little hopes we have, eventually we lose our grasp on them. People suffer, people die, people leave us. Situations become impossible for us to hold on to. And that makes us feel sad. But Pope Benedict said that we need to have a great hope. A great hope that becomes like the wind in our sails, that keeps us constantly aiming towards goodness, believing that goodness is coming to us.